What's up, party people? It's Keys Dan with RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com, coming to you live and in living color from the Radio What studios. And this is my podcast, What Makes You Famous? It's an extension of the RadioWhat.com internet radio station that I've been running for quite some time. And if you need DJ services, where do I always send you? DJLittleRock.com. One more time. DJLittleRock.com. Check availability and get a free price quote. And maybe you can have me at your next event. You know I like to party with the people. The people need to be entertained. Are you not entertained? Let me entertain you. Make your next thing a big one. Today on the program, Levy Bellachka coming back on the program. Yes, my loyal listener, you've heard that name before. You've heard part of her story before. But stick around. You're going to hear some more in the next few minutes. What's going on now with Bella Levy? This week's shows, I will be at the Rab on Friday night. What a surprise. My regular Friday night gig. I'm so happy that I still have that one public show so I can connect with my community, the people around town that need to be entertained, and really, you provide the entertainment because it's a video dance party karaoke jam. That's right. All I do is press buttons. You sing the songs. You're the stars of the show. What do you need me for? Oh, yeah, I got all the karaoke and the sound equipment and the microphones. Okay. All right. I'm still needed. I'm still needed. They got a full bar, the kitchen's open, pool tables, pool tournament on Friday night. So if you want to try your hand at playing pool and possibly make some money while you're waiting to sing on stage right next to me, come on out to the Rab, Conway, Arkansas, Friday night, 8 p.m. until 12:30 in the AM. Yeah, and then Saturday, I have a wedding. I know I'm teasing you because unless you're invited to the wedding, you cannot come. But the reason I say it, because I'm so happy that weddings are back, baby. Not that they ever left, really. I know there was a few protocols that I had to consider in the past year or two, but certainly, weddings and parties and all kinds of events, as long as we were outdoors and keeping safe, we did okay. And I think we're coming back with a vengeance for sure. I got a prom coming up. I got a grand opening coming up the week after. Corporate events, birthday party, wedding. There's a lot of stuff going on, and I'm so happy about that. But, hey, I still have some weekends available, so check out DJLittleRock.com, and maybe I can play for you. Let me be a part of your special day. Isn't that cool? All right, that's enough intro. Let's get into it with Levy Bellachka. I got her on the Skype, so if you're listening to the audio version, I encourage you to check out the video version on my YouTube page, youtube.com/user/Keys Dan. Skyping Bella Levy now. Bella Levy Bellachka, what's up? My goodness.
How are you?
Always good to have your face in front of my face. Now,
thank you.
Anybody that's been listening, and my loyal listener is always listening to the What Makes You Famous podcast, knows that this is your second time around. So if they want to go in depth, third time around. Mm-hmm. So if they want to go in depth, they can search the past episodes with Bella Levy. Isabella Levy Bellachka. I love that name. What?
Bellachka.
That's what I said. I've heard it both ways.
Yeah, you're right. I said it Maryland way. You say it Arkansas way. It's okay.
Bellachka. No, I got to say it the right way. I got to say it the way that you have it. Now, when last we spoke, you were really getting your foundation underway, the Blue Ribbon Project, the Bella Levy Foundation. Here you are wearing your own founder shirt with a blue ribbon attached right to it. Is that built into the shirt, or is that something that you put on?
This is actually a sticker, and I give it out every single time I go to an event or a function. And there's a very specific reason why this is here, and we'll touch base on that before we conclude this interview, and I'll tell you why that is and why it's on the left side.
Well, don't keep me in suspense. The people got to know. We already know your backstory. We know your life history. We know a little bit about where you're at. I mean, where you're from and where you're at. But this is where you are right now at this particular moment, this little snapshot of Bella Levy. And I want to know, why is the blue ribbon there in that spot?
Well, first of all, it's over the heart. And the blue ribbon is something that I hold very dear to me. The heart's located on the left side. Anatomically speaking, the heart is located on the left side.
Well, anybody watching the video knows that their heart is not on their sleeve. A lot of people do wear their hearts on their sleeve. I know that that's a saying.
I don't know. I guess I just got to push it down a little bit more. So this is a hoodie. So, we're having a wardrobe malfunction.
Well,
so.
I mean, potentially we got doctors from all over the world that are looking at that and going, I didn't learn that in biology class at all.
No. So
Yes.
since your heart is located on the left side, and every single time I have an event or a function, I give everybody a blue ribbon. And usually I conclude everything, with it. But since you asked, we'll just, why not go backwards? Because sometimes you could eat these dessert first and then go to dinner. It's okay. There's no rules of the Keys Dance Show. And right now we're family, so we're good.
Well, I know that you had me do, and I've seen several different videos where you have a lot of support. You've generated a lot of support for your foundation, over the past few months. And I don't even know how long it's been. Go ahead and remind me, when did you start the Bella Levy Foundation? And was that the first iteration, or was it the Blue Ribbon Project first, and then it evolved? Tell the people. I got to know.
Well, I'll tell the people because they got to know. Actually, the Bella Levy Foundation come May will be 1 year. And the Blue Ribbon Project was something that I started when I was running for Miss Maryland, which I ended up getting the title of first runner-up. So you can't see my tiara right now, but I do have one.
Always wearing a crown. No,
remind me later what I did with my tiara. I'll tell you. You'll love it.
Well, you see, you're keeping me in suspense again. If you got a story, tell the story. This is
okay.
Yeah, this is nothing that you have to hold till the end. We'll touch on that later.
So, as you see recently in November, I competed for celebrity boxing. You saw that.
Yep.
And part of my entrance was I had this, outfit made with a tiara, of course, and a big, long, like a train. And I loved it. I loved the song. I loved my entrance. I loved everything that was pageantry. And then I got in the rink and I was like, okay, it got real. And I trained a lot. So I want to give a big shout out to my trainer, Yuri. Amazing, amazing guy. Big shout out to Damian Feldman for giving me the opportunity to go fight for those who don't have a voice or a choice. There's another big fight coming up. June the 11th in Florida, your old stomping grounds. And I am part of Team Roche. With Hazel Roche. He's a boxer. I think we spoke about him. You'll be having him on your show, I think, in a few days or a few weeks, whatever the schedule was. But so anyways, a friend of mine, he has a daughter. And it's rough raising a daughter when you're both mom and dad. And I thought it would just totally cheer her up if I gave her my crown. So, because, she's in that, you're not a child and you're not quite a teenager. You're in that weird stage, and she's a beautiful girl, and she, just wears her hair a certain way. And I said, you know what? I'm going to make you a queen. I'm going to make you a princess. And she loved it. And she loved it so much, the feeling, like that feeling that you get. And I think that's everything that I do is I try to do good things for people. I try to make people happy. I try to help people. I told her, I said, that feeling you have with great power comes great responsibility, because a queen has always, and a princess has always needs to be kind. So always be kind. And she was like, okay. So her dad spoke to me. They live in a different state. And he said, I think I might want her to compete. And I said, I'll be happy. Anything I can do to help her to enter the pageant in her state, will do. So, like I said, I don't want to say any names yet because nothing's legit and formal yet. But I did give her my crown because I wanted her to experience what that feels like.
So you're expanding into pageant. Was it consulting? Is that part of what you're doing now? No, not in that.
No. I can't take that much credit because I'm not an aficionado in pageantry. I can only share my experiences. And she's younger, so she'll be in a different division. And I could only help her with what I know. And I gave her my crown because I wanted her to feel special.
Well, I'm sure she does feel special.
Oh yeah, she loved it.
People love to get accolades. When somebody gives you a blue ribbon, you're going to feel like, wow, this person thinks that I'm worth something, that I'm special.
Right.
When you put a blue ribbon on something, on a person, that means they're winners. So in your eyes, you've made them feel special, and that's what partially was that, but the crown was just that much more, for sure. Now you're all the way in Maryland, but how did you? All right, well, I know that you did an interview with my buddy Felix Sama down there in Miami. Is that how you got involved with the boxing?
No.
How did the boxing come along?
I got involved. By the way, Felix is awesome. Big shout out to Felix. I was there with my girlfriend Paula, and we were there for the Shannon concert. The singer.
Let the music play.
Oh my God, she's so awesome. I loved it. It was great. I got a chance to talk to him. I think him and his wife just recently got married.
Oh, how nice is that? I'm gonna have to.
I believe so. I think I saw that, and they were so sweet and so nice to me, and they were just beautiful. So thank you again for the connecting me to Felix. He was awesome.
Absolutely, the least I can do. I mean, you're making me homesick for all my stomping grounds. I know Shannon not so well, but I mean, her paths have crossed over the years.
Yeah,
she's
such a beautiful soul.
Oh my goodness, through and through, Shannon, and not just let the music play. She sings quite a bit. I've seen her do concerts at the clubs down in Miami quite a few times, and just an amazing person. But go ahead.
I consider her old school.
Oh, for sure.
And she can give a run for her money for some of these new kids coming up.
Oh,
my God.
Well, you've already touched on it a little bit. Once we get to a certain level, once we get to a certain age, once we get some knowledge under our belt, we need to impart that to other people. And that's what you're doing. You're becoming a mentor to this little girl, whether you know it or not, whether you feel like you're consulting with her pageantry, you are giving her hope, giving her, the willingness to go on. Now, before I go any further, before I get off the boxing, another one of my fellows down south, my man Jay Kwan, is part of your. Oh my
Jay
goodness!
Kwan, yes.
Him and his wife are very, very, not close friends. Like I said, I think I have maybe 2 friends, and once you get to a certain age, all you need is really 1 or 2 friends in your life. But he is somebody that I consider near and dear. Him and his wife Cheryl, beautiful people, and
absolutely,
I've known them over the years. I guess I gotta call them friends, even though we don't talk every day, but I do share their various when he's doing different concerts and stuff. But Jake Kwan, man, he's a star in his own right. Have you met up with him?
He's cool. I did actually. I was supposed to have my Blue Ribbon Gala because January is the official human trafficking month.
Okay.
A little thing called COVID.
What's that?
Messed it all up. A little thing called COVID.
You said that the way a Jewish person does say it. Whenever you say a disease, whenever you say a disease, you got to go, yes, cancer. You have to whisper the disease so that way God doesn't put it down on you. Oh.
Passover is right around the corner.
Oh, for sure. Passover. Now, Passover, you could say loud and proud, for sure.
So Jay Kwan was actually supposed to be performing at my event.
Oh, okay.
He's a great guy. He's invited me to a couple of things he was doing out in Philly, and I went out there. And I'm happy he's doing it, but I am Team Roche all the way, which is Hazel Roche, who is his opponent.
Now, I need to have both of them on. What I really haven't done is I haven't touched on my freestyle people that have been down there. I've had a couple come on the podcast. I had Giggles and a few other of my old freestyle cohorts. But I need to get Jaquan on there. And I mean, you spend enough time in Miami, you're going to meet up with Tito Puente Jr., the Company B, the Cover Girls.
I'm doing an event in Texas in August. And I'm going to be there with Tito Puente Jr.
I love Tito. I love Tito, man. He's my boy. He's my ace.
Isn't he great?
Isn't he great? He's probably the I don't know, he's a guy that, man, he's taken his father's image and his father's shoes and his father's footsteps and taken it further and further than Tito Sr., just really keeping Tito Sr. in his heart. But then, putting his own image on it, because Tito, before, when his father was still alive, Tito was like a freestyle artist, hip hop artist, dance artist in his own right. And then, as he got older, he started taking up the timbales and really exploring that and becoming.
I think Junior gave the whole genre a whole different swag.
Absolutely.
That's what I think.
Absolutely. And I enjoy, most of these people I met when I was working at Exito 105.5, which was a bilingual radio station down in Miami. It's no longer there, sadly, but we would play. I was able to be the program director and the morning show and the afternoon show. Sometimes, I had different, I was a janitor most of the time. It was a small one station owned by Lillian Sierra and other people, but let me tell you, it was so nice working there. It was very family oriented. All these people that were having shows, the freestyle artists from the 80s and even into the 90s would come in. They pretty much had an open door policy. If they had anything to promote, they would come in. They would sit in front of me and talk. Or if they couldn't make it into the station, we'd talk on the phone. I would play 2 English songs, 2 Spanish songs. The tent poles were salsa, merengue, freestyle, and disco, and those were the main 4 types of music. Oh my gosh, it was such a good time. That was 5 years of my life that I enjoyed so much. From 2000 to the mid 2000s, it was, I think I left there in 2008. They went full Spanish, and I could speak enough Spanish to where I can do the bilingual thing. But if I had to think, I think in English, translate into Spanish, and then speak Spanish. It hurts my head if I go full Spanish. It really does. But
I understand.
You're bilingual as well, being from trilingual, being from Belarus. I guess you speak Russian, and you speak what's the third language?
English.
Really?
And a little, go figure. And a little bit of Espanol.
Habla español, más cubano de la Guantanamera. Okay, no, I get it. No, it's good, especially if you're going to spend a lot of time in Miami. I mean, in Little Havana, it really does help a lot.
It's a big Cuban influence down there, huge, but I love it.
See,
I know.
See, but we're all in this melting pot together, so we got to take care of each other, and that's what you do with your foundation. But let me tell you, I'm half Cuban, half Irish, half Italian. I know that's 3 halves, but I'm a big guy.
Actually, I'm going to be in Florida in next weekend. It's my parents' 50th wedding anniversary.
That is fantastic. Mazel tov on them. That's beautiful. Wait, now your parents are retired in Florida? Whereabouts?
That's the 13th commandment, honey. Thou shalt retire.
Absolutely.
Florida.
Absolutely. That's exactly where I want to be when I get in the golden years. Of course, I still want to take this microphone with me, and I'll probably be the old man doing the What Makes You Famous podcast. You know what frosts my butt? You know what frosts my nerves? You know that, did I ever tell you about the time that guy was on my lawn? I'll be that guy.
And somebody will always tell you, and I know a doctor for that.
I know a doctor. So what city are they in?
They're right outside of Boca.
Boca! Oh, many weddings I've done in Boca. That is great. West Palm Beach. Now, South Florida. That is like the top well, almost the top of South Florida, but West Palm Beach, south, that's South Florida. That's a whole nother country. When you talk about Florida, that's
it's a planet.
Yeah, that's
it's a whole different planet.
And you talk about melting pot.
Yeah.
Black, the white, the red, and the brown, the purple and yellow.
That's right.
All the people. It took me until I was talking to a gentleman yesterday, and I think the idea came about. I was in Catholic school until 6th grade, and I didn't know race until 7th grade. I went to public school, and somebody told me, "Oh, that's a black guy over there. Oh, and that's an Asian guy over there." Before that, I think I have cousins that are black as night. So I had no idea what race was. He's not black. Es cubano. Es cubano,
Right.
negro.
Right.
Oh, como va,
Right.
huepa. That kind of thing. Just, yeah. So it's, I don't know how race is so funny to me. I heard on a podcast, and I know it's your podcast, but I heard on a podcast one time, a science podcast, that it takes 2,000 years, 20 generations for a black skinned person from Africa to become a white skinned person if they move to like Europe. So in 20 generations, say a light skinned person will move to Africa or somewhere closer to the equator, their skin, their melanin in 20 generations will become blacker, will become darker, will become more, proficient. Now, if that's those same people travel to where there's less sun, less heat, they'll become white. So really, race, we're all the same people.
That's right.
All right, I'm off
right.
my soapbox. Now, go on with the Levy Bellachka,
Yes.
the continuation of your saga.
So the Levy Foundation is going to be 1 year old in May.
Yes.
And we are now currently, I spoke to Paris earlier. Paris is my director of marketing, and he helps me run my foundation. So big shout out to Paris. We are in every continent. And how that works, let me backtrack. So there's this thing that we've created. It's a QR code. Everybody's familiar with that. What 2020 and 2021 has taught us, that when you see one of these things, and I think I sent you this, but if not, I can send it to you again.
Well, keep holding that there. I want to see
Okay.
if holding it there, if somebody freeze frames on this, I want to see if I can actually scan that.
Do you need me to move it closer to the camera?
No, I think it's good right there. Let me see if that actually works. Well, how do you scan a QR code?
You just
it just did. I just did. Oh, that worked.
There you go.
It went to bellalevy.org. So
There
that's
you
it.
go.
If people want to scan what you just put up there, and for those people that are listening to the audio version, check out the video version on my YouTube page, and you'll see that code, and it'll take you right to it. Man, that's neat. Technology is great.
But wait, there's more. So I know. So when you scan this and you go to bellalevy.org, if you could look at your phone, you will see the very first thing that pops up. It looks like it's a police car.
It is.
And it says, "Do you need help? Or do you need to report?" And if you press you could do it on your phone real time. If you press yes, on the bottom, it'll say dial 911. I mean, don't call cops, obviously, right now. But if you needed to, and you were in that position, you have an out.
That is fantastic. Now, international sign for I'm in trouble. Say somebody is stuck in a car. There is a sign for them to tell you that they need help, right?
There's multiple signs, but the one that I've been really spending a lot of time with, only because it came out of domestic violence, and there is a direct correlation between domestic violence and what I do. It's called the Black Dot campaign. So it's usually a black dot in the middle here. And ladies have lipstick or chapstick or makeup or anything. I don't have any makeup on today, so please forgive me. But I work nice at the hospital, so But usually any color dot in the middle of the hand signifies I need help. And I believe on the internet, I don't want to get it wrong, but I believe it's like these two fingers are tucked in. That's a symbol for help. I don't, please double check that, but I know there's a whole bunch of videos going on Instagram and TikTok, but I believe it's the two fingers are closed. It's a certain symbol with the hand. I'm not too educated on that, so it's something like that. It's something like that. We'll research that.
I suspect this. If you hold this up in the air, people are going to think you're just saying
Something's
power
wrong.
To the people. Power to the people.
people.
But if you tuck your thumb in,
I think
that is a little
the
different.
thumb tucked in. I think it is.
Okay.
I think it's very specific, thumb tucked in, or it's fingers crossed, or something. Like I said, I haven't educated myself too much on that campaign. I'm morely focused on the Black Dot campaign. Some ladies in a desperate situation, they've even bit their lip. You bite your lip, it bleeds, and then you just put the blood on there, and just casually wherever you are, you kind of hold your hand up, and hopefully we can educate the public enough that if they ever see somebody with a colored dot inside their hand, that's a cry for help. Also, so by using the QR code, you can go to my website, and because a lot of these victims, I hate the word victims, a lot of these champions, gladiators, just there's my t-shirt from my foundation.
Oh, that is hot.
Remember, I think I talked to you the other day, and I said I was going to send you one.
Oh, you're sweet.
And then the back has the QR code on there. And if you see, I have it written down as Champions of Humanity, because whenever you wear one of these, you're potentially wearing a life-saving device on your back. Oh, and yeah. I know my eyes can't be everywhere, but everybody is, helping me with this. So when these people are held in these situations, they have these things called burn phones where they can receive calls. They can't dial out, but there's a tracking device on there. You better believe it is. And there's a a camera on there for obvious reasons. So if somebody was in that situation, all they would have to do is scan it, put on there, and put the phone away. The police will find it.
Now, okay, if they tap that button that's on your website.
Right, because if the police get a call and nobody's answering, they assume that it's a cry for help.
Wow.
Also, another thing going on the internet is if you call the police and you say, "Hey, I want to order pizza."
Yeah.
Or I want to order Chinese.
Sure.
So the dispatchers are trained that if somebody calls in for fast food, that's their way of an out. Another thing is called an angel shot or an angel drink. So a lot of these bartenders, most of them, they know their stuff. But let's be honest here. Most bartenders, they know 3 or 4 basic cocktails, right? That's just it. Most everybody does beer.
Sure.
So if you come to the bar and you're like, "I want a blah, blah, blah," the bartender's like, "Yeah, sure, I know how to make that." They'll turn around. They don't have the book anymore. They have the internet. And they'll type it in. Mm-hmm. So if you go to the bartender and you say, "I would like to have," and you could use your phone right now to see what I'm talking about. You could say, "I want an angel shot or an angel drink." And if you Google that, the very first thing that comes up saying that person needs help. So this is also helpful if you're if you're a young lady or a young man and you're on a date with somebody and the other person's like hella creepy and you just want to get out there and make sure they don't follow you. You could just say, can the manager bring me an angel drink, please? They know exactly what to do.
That's good to know. I work at a bar at least every Friday night over at the Rab in Conway. It's good to have that knowledge, especially at a bar. I never knew that. Now, the unfortunate thing about broadcasting it here on this podcast is now the nefarious will also know that when my date that I forced to bring here orders an angel drink. At some point when I got past 30, I think I crossed over to creepy. I used to be hot. I used to be a firefighter. I used to be in the Florida Keys, in great shape, such as yourself, boxing weight, boxing shape. And then somewhere past 30, I went into creepy. I don't know.
No, you're always one of my faves. Don't worry about it.
Hopefully nobody orders an angel drink on me.
No. I don't think so.
No, but
I don't think you have anything to worry about.
I jest, but this is all information that we can use, Bella Levy. This is stuff that, okay, I know I've heard this, and maybe it makes you cringe when you hear it. I was today years old when I found out that an angel drink was a cry for help.
Yes,
I was today years old.
And if you also Google it, it's called the Black Dot Campaign. It was started years ago, and it came out of domestic violence. And then the other communities really found it was useful. Literally, you could take any type of pen. A lot of girls, they always carry makeup with them, obviously, in this industry. They could always take a mascara and make a circle. So if you ever see a young lady, a young man, just another human being with a black dot, because to my knowledge and in my professional career, I've never met anybody with a birthmark or a mole on the inside of their palm.
All right. Okay. Good to know. News you can use. So tell me, all right, Passover's coming up. All right. And I don't like to, I usually like to leave these things evergreen, but since you brought it up, how do you celebrate your Passover?
Well, normally we do a very traditional family gathering. And again, I am not too religious. I am more spiritual. You know that.
Same. You know, I told somebody just recently that the Bible, it might be a good tool, the Torah, the Quran. It might be a good. There might be some good information in there, but once people get involved, that's when it all goes south. It goes. It can potentially go haywire. So yeah,
right.
But yeah, so, I like the words. I like the teachings. It's good.
So like
tell
when
me about
we were little, my parents made it very traditional. We would have it in our family or our extended family. But as you get older, and like I said, I'm more spiritual than I am religious.
Yeah. But
I do understand the importance. And this is, a lot of people think this is our important holiday, and it is a important holiday. But our two major important ones are Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur.
What are those?
One is in September, one is in October. Rosh Hashanah is the Jewish New Year, and Yom Kippur is the Day of Atonement. And those are considered our high holy holidays. Those are very significant in the culture. So,
but going back to Passover, how many people are going to be at this gathering? How many family members? And what kind of was there a prayer involved? Is there, what do we got going on?
It's different families do things differently. I will be out of town this weekend. I'm going to be attending an event, but the family gets together, and sometimes it's little. And the last couple of years with COVID, it was very, very little. But now that things are opening up, it's opening up a little bit. But
well, all right. Well, you're making moves. You said you got an event this weekend. What kind of event? I'll put this up pretty quickly.
I will be. I don't want to ruin the surprise.
Oh, don't worry. Nobody's listening. It's just you and I.
Yeah, just you and I and everybody else.
Yeah, potentially millions, whatever.
But you know what?
Right.
The event that I go to when I come on your show a fourth time, we'll talk about it.
All right, then. Sounds good.
Okay.
All right. Well, I mean, but all right. Okay. Being from Belarus, things are going on in the world. I guess we got to touch on that. What's happening over there in that neck of the woods? It's craziness. People are not helping people.
Well, and I think I've spoke to you about this before, religion, politics, and now vaccination. I don't try not to talk about those subjects because people are so passionate. But at the end of the day, the casualty is the people. Mm-hmm. And it's unfortunate that, the politicians don't think that the people are the casualty. And, when you turn on the TV and you see that, you have to stick to the rules of war and, engagements of war and, what you do. And then when they're blowing up hospitals and kindergartners and yeah, it hurts, because that's not right. So I don't want to go into any more than that, except for the fact that my heart goes out to the people.
Oh, for sure.
And I am just so proud of all of my other human beings and earthlings that are on this planet from all the different countries that are doing gestures. A lot of the mothers from Poland are taking their what's it called? What is it? You bring a baby in?
Oh, a
Carriage?
stroller.
A carriage?
Yeah, a stroller.
Like a stroller.
Carriage. Okay.
Stroller. Thank you. English second language, right?
Yeah, yeah. Hey,
So
how do you
they
say?
dropped
Now,
off. They
you
had
got to
like
say.
this huge.
How do you say? How do you say?
I don't know, right? I'm thinking, how do you say it for real? Like, honestly.
No, that was good.
So
But go ahead.
they've dropped off. They had this huge campaign. The mothers in Poland they dropped off huge strollers at the border for the mothers from Ukraine, just to see human beings unite to help each other. Families taking in strangers, families taking in children. I think there was a story that there was a soldier that got lost or something, and a family took him in, fed him, gave him clothes, let him take a shower, let him spend the night, and then, send him on his way. And it's not, unfortunately, I said, the people, you have to focus about the people. We're all human beings.
Oh, yeah.
And the people that are starting these wars are not taking that into consideration.
Yeah, I'm with you. The generals are not on the front lines. The politicians are not on the front lines. And even when the corporations pull out, when Starbucks and McDonald's close down, who's getting hurt?
Right.
The little guy.
Right.
The little guy that's making his $10 an hour trying to make a living. It's not going to hurt.
Yeah.
It's not going to hurt the presidents of any country.
Yeah.
They got plenty of money in their pocket, plenty of resources. It's the little people. I feel so bad.
Absolutely.
For the little people.
Right.
And I'm one of the little people. Now tell me.
Me too.
Do you have still family in Belarus, in that area? Anybody? Nobody that you've been in contact with? Well, that's good that you've all pulled out. I mean, we still feel for other people, but you feel that much more when they're blood relatives, But everybody in the world, it should be your family, an extended part of your family.
Right. So another thing of the QR code is I have two big dreams I want to accomplish. Is I want to get this QR code in every airplane and every airliner, right?
Sure.
Right.
Why not? We'll make up words. Right. Shakespeare did it. Shakespeare made up plenty of words.
Right. Right. I drove to New Jersey the other weekend, and I stopped at the rest area because I had coffee, because that's what you do. And I went into the bathroom, and there was a sign in English, and there was a sign in Spanish. But what if your phone doesn't dial out? How is that useful? So, of course, a lot of these things takes time, because you got to know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody. But I want to get something like this in there. I'm speaking to, and of course, you got to go up tiers, to Lyft and Uber, companies like that, to try to get something like that in, because oftentimes, more than not, they will dispatch an Uber or a Lyft or a company like that to take the product to the client. And if they found something like this to intercept that could be a life-saving device.
What a great idea that you are, personally going out into the world and making contact with these businesses and people that are involved and potentially could be involved in crimes, of humanity, where there's trafficking and there's abuse going on. Go ahead.
Right. And then the second dream is I want to open up a safe haven here in my local state of Maryland. And part of the reasons why I do travel to other states is I develop liaisons there, and they start doing this in their way. And once I get this open here, I want to move to those states and help them do that. And last I checked with Paris, by the way, big shout out to him. Everybody from every continent has logged in using this QR code. So he gives me a weekly debriefing, and we've been in all continents. Somebody has used this or, used to see what I'm about, find ways how they can support, request a speaker, look at our merchandise section, which we have hats. So a big thank you to one of my sponsors, Parcels Plus and More. She's doing my hats, so thank you. They're not ready yet, but they will be.
No,
And, people are more than welcome to go to bellalevy.org and just see, where I've been, what I've been doing. A couple of pictures there from celebrity boxing that I did, a couple of pictures from a couple of movies I've done. I'm also on IMDb, Bella Levy. You can find me that way. On social media, Facebook, it's Bella Levy. On Instagram, it's Bellachka, just like you have it spelled down there. Bellachka 2021.
Fantastic. That's how to get a hold of you. That's how to follow you around. And my loyal listener, she's a good follow. There's a lot of cool pics in there. Very inspirational. I mean, I'm looking down your Facebook a little bit. What do you think about the Will Smith, Chris Rock thing? Was that weird or what?
Listen.
I'm a person that's not very PC. Sometimes I tell jokes at my various events that may not be very PC. I'll be like, did I just say that on the microphone? It sounded like it was a joke, but it might have hurt somebody's feelings. But I don't know. I felt for Chris Rock, and I think he did the right thing. He didn't put his dukes up like a boxer would.
No.
He just put his hands behind his back and went, uh-oh, something's happening. Uh-oh.
Well, since you brought that up, and it was just recently announced, but his brother has agreed to fight in celebrity boxing, and he's challenging Will Smith to a boxing match.
Wait a minute. Chris Rock's brother
Yes.
is challenging Will Smith to a boxing match.
Correct.
There is a conspiracy that the security guards at the event, at the Grammys or the Oscars, were told in advance something's going to happen. Don't interfere. There's little things going on the internet, and of course, if you've heard it, if you saw it on the internet, it has to be true. Nope, no, it does not. No, that's what Abraham Lincoln said. Don't you remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, because the internet was alive back then.
No.
That's right.
No. So yes, I don't know, but it sounded like it was a joke. Yes, it was a joke at his wife's expense. I feel so bad. It seems like they were laughing.
Out of all the things that could have been said about that family, saying G.I. Jane was nothing.
Yeah, it seems
he could have said a lot of other more, what's the word that they used? Entanglement?
Oh, a lot worse.
A lot of more other words?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But no, I think about it, and I was like, okay, he made that joke, and it seemed like Will was laughing. Yeah, ha, ha, ha. And then he looked over at Jada and went, she mad. I better do something.
Yeah. He was
I know that feeling. I've had that girlfriend. Right. I know that feeling.
Oh.
I look over. Oh, she didn't find it funny. I better do something.
Yeah. So basically, it was all good until it wasn't.
That's right. Well, I mean, that's the human conflict, the human condition. Some things rub us the wrong way. Try not to lose your cool.
At the end of the day, we have to understand the industry is entertainment.
Yeah.
It's an entertainment industry. If you kind of pull back from that and understand it's an entertainment industry, you may want to take a look at things in different ways.
Well, they did provide a lot of entertainment for a lot of people. And I don't think anybody was talking about the Oscars a lot before that. I didn't even know that the Oscars were on until that happened. I did not know. Well,
I know because I follow the Oscars and the Emmys and the Tonys because it's fashion.
Because you're an actress.
I love the girls and the dresses they wear and shoot, I'll even watch the Super Bowl because the commercials are cute. But that's the extent right there.
I didn't even see the Super Bowl, but I was listening to Rob Lowe's podcast called Literally, and he was talking about he had a commercial with Mike Myers with Dr. Evil. I didn't even get to see that. I need to go look for the Super Bowl commercials to see that.
I think I worked
Okay. Yeah, you're a
Yeah, I think I was at
hard-working.
work. I work at night,
Oh my
so
goodness! I did work at Baptist Hospital in Miami in the emergency room in the middle of the night, 7 to 7, and there were times that I would work 3 12s, and they would say, "Hey, can you come in for a fourth? Can you come in for a fifth? How about do 7 12s in a row?"
why not?
The healthcare has been lacking for so many years. Would you recommend that people get into healthcare these days?
Absolutely.
What's the specialty that you admire most? My mom was a nurse, and then she became like a nurse practitioner, and she kept going to school. My stepdad was very upset that she kept going to school. When are you going to stop going to school? But nurses never stop going to school. The health profession, for the most part, you always have like research and new things that you're learning.
Every couple of years, depending on what didactic you're in, you need to take continuing education credits and you continue learning. So you asked me which field. I'm going to choose, of course, my field because I'm a little partial to it. I think last time I talked to you, I was the president of my professional society at that point. And, I'm very involved with that. And we used to, give lectures and talk about all the different things going on. Why do I choose healthcare? Well, very simple. As long as there's going to be human beings on this planet, there's going to need to be people that need to take care of them. So as long as the human race is still alive, hold on one second. I'm sorry. Are you there?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No problem.
As long as the human race is still alive, they're going to need people to be taken care of. So I tell people the wave of the future, my opinion only. Of course, every specialty is important, but the two that I think that in my opinion, hold the highest stock. Hold on one second. Hold on one second.
Sorry, I can still hear you.
Is the highest stock is healthcare and computers.
Yeah, but I hope that people stay in the healthcare. I know a lot of kids, a lot of young people see these TikTokers, and some of them, some of them make millions. There might be a handful of people that make millions sitting right here on a microphone talking into it. There is that potential, but I need people to be plumbers, now, and I need people to be
the medical community.
Yeah,
and the IT community are very merging a lot. I was at a restaurant the other day. I was getting something to eat. Don't judge, because a robot came to our station like a Roomba, like a life-size Roomba with like 3 tiers, and it came by and it sat there, and we had to take the food. And at first I was like, "Are they cleaning up here too?" It took me a minute to understand, and then they were like, "What?" And I was like, "Wow."
So you had a waiter or a server that was a robot.
Yeah, but you know what a Roomba is?
Yeah.
Like little vacuum cleaner?
Sure.
It was like that, but three levels.
Yeah, but you had your plates of food sitting on it.
Yeah, that's how the food was. It was expedited to our table like that.
I don't know if I like that, though. That takes a job away. That's like when I go to the grocery store and they want me to do the self-checkout. Sir, come over here. You don't have to stand in line. We have a self-checkout. I said, that's 4 jobs. That's 4 jobs right there. 4 different self-checkouts. I don't work here.
Right.
I like to talk to somebody.
I'm always that person that I'm like, can I get extra ice? Or I always ask the waitress, can I please get a little more salad dressing? And then who do you ask?
Right.
You're like,
I'm gonna tip them. If you go out to a restaurant, you better have extra money for a tip in your pocket, because that's how they live. Unfortunately, that's still the way it is here in this country. I've heard in other countries they pay servers a decent wage and they go, tip? No, I don't need that. No, we're good. They make their $10 an hour, or $12 an hour, or $15, whatever it takes to make a living. But
right.
But people need tips here. So if you're going out to dinner, have some extra money for a tip. Put it,
right.
You got to.
Right.
Right. Don't just pay the check. Pay a little tip.
The servers really took a hit through the pandemic.
Yeah.
The entire service industry. And a lot of people don't know that that's how they make their living. It's a good thing that they upped the what is it called? Minimum wage for them.
No, but from $250 to $350. It can't be more than $3, right? What is the
honestly,
minimum?
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I know it went up a little bit, but take care of your servers.
A little bit, a tiny bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
So
it's crazy. I was a server when I was a kid, and I made tips. I was working at Swenson's at the Broward Mall in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. That was one of my first jobs, and I man, like almost every job, I like to do every job available. I started in dishwashing, fountain working, serving ice cream, cooking, serving, sweeping up. Whatever job was there, I want to learn, whatever job and be the best at it as possible. But when I was doing serving, I would work those tips, man, the gift of gab and chit-chatting with people. You got to work those tips.
That's how, I worked as a waitress when I was in X-ray in school, and you develop your regulars, and they come in and they're like, how's school going? And I'm like, I don't know, it's going great.
Well, any kids that are listening, I want them all to get part-time jobs. It's getting harder for companies to hire kids because now there's a lot of pressure to do $15 an hour. When I was a kid in school, you didn't need $15 an hour. You need a couple bucks in your pocket, some spending money. If you made $100 a week, you had enough to go to the movies and the video game parlor. I'm sorry.
That's right.
I'm sorry. I aged
right.
myself. Are there still video game parlors? And to go to the record store. I'm sorry. Once again, I've aged myself. Are there record stores? I don't know. I don't know. But that was where all my money went. In one corner, they had McSugar's, which was the video game place. Right next door was the record store, and right behind that was the movie theater. But as soon as I backed my Mustang up or my motorcycle, as soon as the record store guy saw me, he said, "Hey, little DJ guy, I got a new record for you." He saw me coming. He knew. He knew.
You're so funny. But I love coming onto your show, and I know I what started out with me is like I said I came on twice a year. Yeah. But now I think I like coming on a little bit more often. And I'm also happy that I'm able to have some of my friends come. I know my friend was on the other day, and big shout out to Robin Shockley.
Robin Shockley's the best.
I love her. Isn't she amazing?
Oh, she's just downtown, down south. Oh, I love that North Carolina accent.
I love her.
Southern belle.
I love her. And she's so... just her whole energy is so contagious. You can't help but love her. And she's amazing. And so I'd like to come on another time just to keep you up to date with a lot of things. There's a lot of projects I'm working on right now that until it's finalized, I don't want to, talk about it. But once I have it signed, sealed, delivered, then I'm going to be like, Dan, I need to make an announcement.
Well, my podcast is open for you all the time. No problem. I love shooting the breeze with you. What I do want, since I told a story about my youth, how did you spend your youth? Where did you hang out with the kids, and where was that? Was that in Maryland as well?
Well, we immigrated to this country when I was 7 years old.
Okay.
So we came to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And our family lived in a little area called Flatbush.
I've heard of that. Lords of Flatbush.
Yeah. So, a New York girl.
Sure. But where did you spend time with your friends? What was the hangout? Did you play video games, or was it record stores? Where was the hangout for you and your people, your kids?
My people.
Your friends.
We were raised on the outside, So when do you come in? When the lights come out. And we would sit in front of the apartment complex where we lived, and the boys would all play basketball and the girls would all play. I had no idea what double dutch was, but they showed me what it was. And once I figured it out, oh my God, I still sucked.
No, but once you get that rhythm, once you get that rhythm down, let me tell you, when I was learning how to break dance when I was a kid, and I was doing the Running Man and the Cabbage Patch. Once you get that rhythm, and for the kids that are watching, anybody under 30, the Running Man is the shuffle now. Yeah. It's what you call the shuffle. I can still shuffle. I did it last Friday and last Saturday. I can shuffle with my big fat body.
The best thing to use when you're doing double dutch is wires. So when they were doing construction across the street, somehow wires would end up where we were. Don't ask how, because I'm not we just happened to walk over there empty-handed and walk back with wires. But, it happens.
Yeah.
And those wires, when you're swinging, you could hear 'em zoom, zoom, zoom. And they are just, the weight is perfect. Everything is so good about them until you stop and it hits you on your leg. And you're like, ow.
Well, these are tips you can use. Kids, if you have any wires that are not electrified, that are not connected to poles, but say your dad or your mom or they work in cable or anything, have them bring you home some wires. And they make a neat sound. I can understand that.
We grew up old school. We had, the necklaces with the candy, and you would bite them, and then you had it on your wrist. We had that. And then the ice cream truck would come, and if you had like $5, she could feed you and all your friends. And we grew up in such a small community that even though our neighbors didn't speak Russian and we didn't speak English, but we understood each other because we were all a family of immigrants. And even now, the only thing that unites us as human beings is we want a better life for ourselves and a better future for our children. And like I tell everybody, I just want my kids to be better versions of myself.
Oh, yeah.
And that's it. I don't know. My son is already taller than me, so he's accomplished that. So we're good. Well, my daughter, she's fighting me neck and neck.
Bella Levy, you've told so many things that people can use. Kids, go outside and play. Enjoy yourself. When you go outside and play with your friends, that's your first networking. And then it builds on from that. Here you are networking. You have Bella Levy, you've had people use the QR code all over the world and get the information that's available on your website. Bella Levy, always a pleasure to chat with you.
Thank
I look
you.
forward to our next connection.
And I'm looking forward because I know a couple of my friends are going to be coming onto your show the next couple of weeks. You will love them. I mean, not as much as me, but it's okay. You could tell them that they're your favorite. I won't get hurt because I know the truth. Okay.
Well, I'm stoked, and that's another thing is the networking. I made a connection with you, and you tell two friends, and they tell two friends. When I first started this podcast, I was inviting almost everybody that I knew, and now I get so many interesting people.
Yeah, you got a waiting list,
my man. Oh my goodness, I like it so much.
I know
it's all purely selfish on my end because my head has hardly any knowledge, like Socrates said, knowing that we know nothing. And I know that I know nothing, but together we're better. We learn from each other. Bella Levy, I've learned from you. Bella Levy,
thank you.
You've given some shout outs. I want you to give some shout outs as we wind this thing out, and then last words for the people. Let's get out of here, Bella Levy.
Okay. Well, first of all, Dan, thank you for having me on. I look forward to coming on as many times as you want to bring me because I always love it. Thank you for the birthday shout out. I appreciate it. That was so cool. And you were actually one of the original people. Do you remember this?
I do.
Yeah. So you were one of the original ones that did this for me. So I always hold you in my heart for that. Let me see. Thank you to Paris, who helps me run my foundation. I want to give a big shout out to Team Roche, Hazel Roche. Come check out Celebrity Boxing. Check out Damian Feldman in Florida, June 11th. All the information about it. And I believe it's pay-per-view. So if you're unable to attend in Florida, you can watch the fight. I think it's through Fit TV.
Okay.
And let me see. Who else do I have to give a big shout out to?
Don't even worry about
everybody,
it.
Everybody, just the public, everybody who
people are going to get hurt feelings.
And one major thing I wanted to say is if you ever have a dream, no matter how insane you think it is, like here it is, I'm not even 1 year old and everybody around the world has traveled. You can go on my website and there's a map and you can see what I'm talking about. Never give up on your dreams, ever. If you have it in your heart, do that. Oh, and you asked me about this. There's a reason why we're doing that. Okay. So Dan, put your hand on your left side. Okay. Raise your hand and say, hi, my name is.
Hi, my name is.
Your name?
Keys Daniel Gilson.
And today I take the pledge against human trafficking.
And today I take the pledge against human trafficking.
And I support the Levy Foundation.
And I support the Levy Foundation.
And thank you. And let that pledge live in your heart forever.
Well, there you have it, party people. Levy Bellachka. Oh, my goodness. Always a good time chatting with Levy. She's such a good person. And you know, that's all we can strive to be, is be good people and try to help each other out. And she's helping people out all over the world, potentially saving lives, you know, using her website and the technology that's provided with the QR code. That was pretty cool. I held my phone up to the QR code that she had right there on the Skype, and bam, I was able to go right to her website, and there's a button right there on the top and call the police. There's a lot of people, you know, I guess there's these burner phones where they'll have the ability to accept calls, maybe from an oppressor, you know, somebody that's maybe being a little more unsportsmanlike than they should be, and they can receive calls, and that person saying, you better answer this call or you're in trouble. But the only way that they can make an outgoing call is through the use of these QR codes and the camera technology. And I hope there's no bad guys watching this. Man, what are the chances, right? What are the chances? I mean, once the information's out there, that whole black dot on the hand thing, and the having it, you put that hand up and there's a black dot on there, and I guess I got to look up what the hand gesture was. That kind of looked like it reminded me of, I took ASL, American Sign Language, a long time ago, and I think that's a letter. Maybe that's a letter A, with the thumb underneath the four fingers made into a fist. I don't know, but look that up. I like the black dot idea, and I like the QR code on the back of the shirt. That's fantastic. You using that technology, using the internet for good. Levy, you're a smart lady. I appreciate knowing you. I like that you're in my circle of friends. I appreciate that so much, and it's good to know you, and it's good to have Levy's in this world for sure. Thanks for being on the What Makes You Famous podcast once again. That's it for this edition of What Makes You Famous. Now, if you, my loyal listener, if you would like to tell your story, I encourage you to give me a call, 501-470-6386, or email keysdan@aol.com. That's it for me. It's keysdan, radiowhat.com, djlittlerock.com. Peace. I'm out of here.